What's up everybody, it's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Marmalade Boy. This is a 76 episode anime series from 1990s. Now I'm going to try to speed run this one due to I have a lot to say and don't want to be over an hour long. So with that being done, let's continue on with the video. The first thing I want to talk about are the characters. The characters were amazing and I loved them. I started watching Marmalade Boy in the start of 2020. I watched it throughout the whole year and kind of try to watch it in a similar way how it would be released. Overall, I would say Marmalade Boy has many great characters which are interesting, fun, cool designs, and really overall great. Now, the first character I want to talk about is Mickey. She was a nice-hearted and beautiful girl who tends to be shy and overthink small things, which worries her later on. She desires love and she was always thinking about you and her other friends. When meeting her, she would worry about things in her life that she is involved in a romantic way, and this might always affect her everyday life doings, things that she does in her life. Many times I would say, Miki, she was pretty funny and great as well. She has many great qualities and she is the best girl of Marmalade Boy and my favorite. Next character I want to talk about is you. He was a funny and cool and interesting guy that loves to have fun and do many interesting and great things. You was also a ladies' man and he had talents in doing many things like attracting beautiful ladies and going out and being interested in architecture. Next character I want to talk about is Mako. Mako, she was a nice-hearted girl and the best friend of Mickey. She was talented as a writer and as a writer as well, she would interest many people to her works, such as Satoshi. She had many interesting relationship developments throughout Marmalade Boy. Rather, now I'm not going to spoil anything, but let me say, many characters that she meets, she kind of develops interesting relationships, and I like this. I would say she's second best girl. She has like this. While Miki, her best friend, has more of a happy and hyper personality, Mako's a happy girl with a little serious and mature tone to her, which I like because we get to see many things she has to offer the world, like creating a novel, being devoted to her love life, and so many other stuff, interesting things. Next character I want to talk about is Ginta. Now, Ginta, he was a funny guy. He tends to be shy at times, and I like this, he didn't try to be something he wasn't, like, oh, I'm tough or whatever. He kind of was pretty cool and chill, I would say. Now, Ginta as a character, his story from beginning to end, I liked his development. I think overall Ginta was a pretty cool guy. And yeah, he's pretty cool. Next character I want to talk about is Satoshi. Now, I love Satoshi. He was a funny and great guy, and I loved his story and how his relationship with the other characters developed, especially the episodes where they're focusing on him and Mako. For example, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a specific arc or time period in the anime where, they kind of get time for themselves, and many characters are kind of experiencing other stuff, whether going to a new school or kind of traveling or kind of doing different relationship related stuff. And in this time, Satoshi is, kind of forming a little relationship with Mako. Now, overall, what my opinion on it is, from beginning to end, how it ends, I wouldn't specifically agree. 100% agree with it, but I think Satoshi is pretty cool. And the way, he goes on, I think it was good, Also, he's the cousin of Suzu. And I enjoy how, there was, this one episode where she's, kind of messing around with everyone, but he puts her in her place, and, it was pretty cool, see it happen, you know what, I'm going to take control, don't do that stuff, and it was pretty cool, see one of the, I wouldn't say she was a bad character, but let's say one of the shaky characters be put back to reality, right? The other characters were also interesting. The parents of you and Miki, and also Satomu, which is the cousin of Ginsa. Yeah, I enjoy Satomu and the relationship between him and the other characters as well. He was more of a character that a lot of other characters would be kind of like, Oh, yeah, you joined. But I enjoyed that he has kind of a development later on, and it's pretty cool. Next character I want to talk about is, uh, Suzu. Yeah. Overall, Suzu was a kind of unlikable character at first, would do many questionable things, but later on she does develop and kind of becomes really cool and, yeah, acceptable. Now, I would say is, while Satomu was judged by everyone in moments, Suzu really did not get that same level, only just at one time with being uh, talked to by her cousin. And it didn't even last that long. But moving on from that, K was pretty cool and interesting development wise. And the other characters, like the parents, was also cool. Now, moving on from all of that, next thing I want to talk about is the story. The story follows Mickey, a young schoolgirl who dreams of love, and after hearing her mom and dad calling her downstairs, she goes and eats breakfast. While they are all together, Mickey's parents bring up that while they went on a trip, they met a couple, and these couple. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I heard a noise. But long story short, during the trip, the parents of Mickey met a couple, and the couple has a son. So, what has happened is the couple, Mickey's parents, and that couple, came together and decided, you know what, we're going to switch partners and fall in love again. And due to their other family members basically letting them do whatever they want in their lives, in their love lives always, they weren't really that surprised. Mickey being the family member that actually was surprised about the situation that's going on, and it affects her in many ways. It kind of has a negative effect towards her at first, but later on she learns to love her family, her new family, and also she kind of develops a special relationship with the, what was it, new partners of her parents' son, you, which is there. And from here, Marmalade Boy continues. And we see many adventures of you and Mickey and their friends in this romantical adventure. Now, story wise, I would say it's pretty cool, I enjoyed it. Now, moving on from that, I would say the music. Yeah, now I enjoyed the music of Marmalade Boy. I think the music was great, cool, and I loved it. The intro was catchy and great. I liked the singer. She had like a wonderful voice. And the background instruments was also cool. Also, I enjoyed the song. What was it called? Saigo no Yakuzoku, or the Last Promise, I think. That was a pretty cool song. It just has like that smooth and cool, tone to it, with a little, party like beats to it. I enjoyed it. And also the outro, Suteki na Serenata. I think that was it. That's another pretty cool song as well. And the intro as well. Also, overall the music in each of the episodes were also cool and entertaining. Great. Now, next thing I want to say is, there's one interesting thing in this anime. You know, it has taught me that, and I'm not that into, what was it, flavored jelly, I think they call it. But what I learned is, marmalade, is what the hell is this? It is made from peel of fruits boiled with sugar and water. Yes, from Marmalade Boy, because at first I was like, Marmalade Boy, what the hell is a Marmalade Boy? Marmalade. And then I learned what it is, and yeah, I, I wait to try. To be honest, I had a sample, and I was like, debating yes or no in the end of this video. So I'll think about it. But moving on from there, yeah, so Marmalade Boy, that's how I think you got it, his name. But that's basically what Marmalade is. It's, yeah. Moving on from that, I would say, oh man, I remember they have a lot of flashbacks, right? Throughout of the characters and all that. And Miki, as you can see, she has that haircut, or I mean that hairstyle. But before, in one of her flashbacks, like she has like a cool haircut design, looking like a cute tomboy. Yo, I would say overall, There's many great moments that has like flashbacks like from the characters past, and I would say I enjoy that. I enjoy learning more about these characters. Now, moving on from that, I would say relationship wise, because Marmalade Boy is a romance anime that focuses a lot on relationships and development and all that. So, in my opinion, my favorite relationships in order would be, without spoiling anything, Miki and you, Mako and Satoshi, Ginta and Orimi, and yeah, those are like probably the main ones. And of course there's more, but I don't know now want to spoil anything. These are like the basics, you know what I mean? But moving on from that, I love romance anime, and Mommy Boy was great in many things, but I would say there are some moments which were okay. And I think could have improved. But don't get me wrong, it's still overall, it doesn't affect it overall in a bad way, you know what I mean? So I'd say, for example, specific characters that kind of decisions kind of are like really. Now I'm not saying this happened, but let me give you like a scenario, right? Character one guy would be like, oh, giving directions to like say a random girl that needed help. Character number two, which is, let's say, either a future love interest or love interest at the moment, gets pissed off and thinks they are cheating. No joke. What? Dude, this. I'm not. I'm not gonna say nothing more because I don't want to spoil. But let me just say this: moments like those, which is kind of, I believe, pity. I think it falls under the word of that. Are like moments which I was like, "Are you serious?" It's kind of stupid. But it's yeah. And then what was it? Comparing that relationship to the other ones, which kind of they kind of jump from scene to scene with other characters. It was kind of bringing the mood upwards, because it was like from okay, like clearly there's an issue between these two, but these other couples, are really cool and fun to watch interact with each other and just all out really great. So let's get back to this. Sorry about that. Too many distractions. But with that being that, so yeah, man, Marmalade Boy has so many great moments and so many of the relationships and how they develop are interesting. The many parts of the what was it, the single characters within those specific episodes, like, or like, some characters they kind of enter in for a short period of time and come back a little while later on. I'd say overall there are many great moments relationship wise in Marmalade Boy, which is really great. And what was it? I'd say overall, Marmalade Boy, it was a pretty great anime, you know. So with that being that, I think I didn't want to spoil it, and unfortunately, I wrote a review which was way too long, and I don't want to spoil anything. Because overall, I would say this: Marmalade Boy is one of those animes which I love a lot. It's one of those animes which as a romantical anime and as a comedy, and overall, it's a really great anime. I recommend watching Marmalade Boy, and I'm going to talk about one spoiler that I wanted to talk about real quick before ending off the review. But let me just say this for the non-reviewer, non-spoiler section. This year is coming to an end, and Marmalade Boy, I am just so happy to finally speed watch it. And oh man, I spent like an entire week just, finishing it, you know, because like I said, I try to watch it like here and there, kind of live it watching it. And unfortunately, some days I did not have time. So overall, it was like, okay, cool. So yeah, Marmalade Boy overall, it's such a great anime, and I highly recommend it if you're into the romance anime because it is interesting. It has many interesting elements, and overall, I loved it. So with that being that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and the animes that I recommend watching would be, random animes from the top of my head. Sailor Moon, because it's romance related and it has magical girl stuff if you're into that stuff. and which is really cool. That's where Cell Galaxy is from, by the way. You know, remember that devil? But moving on from that, and I'd say randomly, you know what? Let's just go with Tiger anime. Yeah, Toradora. By the way, yes, I had to pause it and think about it. So much stuff going on. I apologize. But with that being that, Toradora and Sailor Moon. There you go. Recommended. With that being that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye. Now let me just talk about 2 spoilers real quick before ending off. So 1, 2, 3, spoiler time. So Miki's haircut. Yo, let me just say this. You know, there's a scene where Miki has like this haircut, and she kind of looks like reminds me of like those tomboys from fighting games, which I love, like or animes like Videl from Dragon Ball, or Sakura from Street Fighter, or Asuka from Tekken. You know, really cool. You know, I enjoy that style. And also later on towards the end, she gets a haircut, and it's really interesting as well. That design. Now, I haven't seen the other stuff because I know they have movies in Marmalade Boy and other stuff. Hopefully, they kind of make maybe a little comeback because nowadays, you know, you be seeing a lot of 1990s animes making a comeback, such as Sailor Moon with Crystal, and I think that's going to be continued as well. Now, I'm what was it? Hoping probably maybe 1 or 2 people watch the spoiler section. So let me just say this other spoiler. That's why I'm talking fast. Oh, at the time, damn. Let me just say, long story short, Marmalade Boy is such a great anime, and I love it so much. So with that being that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye.